Hi, so I'm at Burley Fields today. It was either here or Turley, I imagine I was going to come to. I've come here and I've so far had a £1.75 or £2 bream, sort of in between the two. My float's out there somewhere. I can't make it out on the camera because I'm in the shade, but the float is out on the water in front of me. I think I just wait to see it now. That's dipped down. I've used a fluorescent coloured pineapple flavoured jelly, well, not jelly pellet but a soft pellet which is hookable. I've hooked that hook most of the way through it so the point's exposed, and that's the one I caught the 1 3/4 sort of £2-ish bream on, and that is using the old rod just for the reason. The fact is it hasn't got a bait runner on it, and the spool isn't filled that high with fishing line, so it doesn't seem to want to, if I pull the line, then this doesn't seem to want to unwind very easily. So if I get a bigger fish on now, I risk snapping it on here, or if the line goes too tight because it won't unravel fast enough, then it may mean that the hook link will snap off. I don't really want that to happen, so I've got the I'm fishing for the bigger fish with this setup on the newer rod. As I said before, I had a large pellet as hook bait, a large marine halibut pellet, and I've used PVA bags today. I filled those with PVA pellets, small PVA pellets, and I did try sweet corn and other things, but I've just gone for the pellets now. So, I mean, earlier, round that tree, I cast out and I went all the way out to, I was maybe between 3 and 4 metres away from the other bank over there, and then the bite alarm started going like mad. I knocked the bait runner off, lifted the rod up, and there didn't seem to be... It went like mad, and then all of a sudden I noticed the line go slack. I haven't got drop back indicators, but I did see that the line went slack, so the fish was probably swimming back towards me. And so I waited for a while, and the line went tight again. The bite alarm beeped a couple more times, but then it seemed to stop. So I just left it. I thought, well, if I strike now I could lose the fish, so I better not. So I basically just left. Just looking at the float's risen right up. It's suddenly risen right up in the water. I don't know why it's done that. It's just suddenly come right the way up. It's probably hit a high patch at the bottom of the lake. If you can see the float. Ah, there it is in the top corner. So yeah, the bite alarm then went on afterwards on this rod, and nothing else happened. And then basically I struck back to wind in. I didn't do it too hard. I did it so, and then the line went ever so tight. So I think there was a fish on it. I think it snagged up on the tree in the island in the middle. I walked around the edge here, walked around that side, held the rod above that bush, tried to free it, and I couldn't free it at all. I popped to the toilet, I popped to the other side of the bank just to see if the line was caught up in any of the bushes over there, and it didn't seem to be. So the chap over there said he hadn't seen any of the bushes moving. So anyway, I went to the toilet, came back, and I found that I dragged my lead and everything back in. That came back absolutely fine. The lead came back in. There's no resistance. So I looked at the rest of the line, and the hook link had snapped off. So I imagine I had a fair-sized fish on that. It's just unfortunate that it seemed to take the line. It must have taken it sideways. Instead of swimming away from me so much, it must have gone straight sideways and tried to get around the other side of that island, I think, and it just must have got caught in some tree roots, or maybe there's a raised section just before that island, and it's a bit of a shame because I think that would have been a good fish. And I mean, I've had one bream here today. I've had one fish, getting on for £2. So yeah, it's a good lake to come to. I don't know if I'm zoomed out. It's definitely a good lake to come to. I'll be posting this video on YouTube. See if I get any more. I've made another, set some more bait up on the rods. Pellets seem to be working real well today. It's like the fish are used to it. They really like pellets here. I don't know whether they're fed them quite regularly, but that's what they seem to go for. So I don't think I'm going to mess a bit with anything else today. Just pellets it is, marine halibut, and this pellet here, which is, I'll tell you the exact what it is now. It's Pineapple Frenzy, and they are soft hookable pellets, and they're fair size, but not so big that bream can't get hold of them in their mouths. Well, not largest, but fair size bream can get hold of that in its mouth and drag the float under or whatever. So I think I'll carry on. I might take another video if I get a decent sized fish, or if I get another bream. If I get any fish, I'll probably record it, just to show you how well it is to catch fish here. It's maybe 6 or 7 degrees now, maybe a bit warmer. I was about 4 or 5 when I first got here, but it just goes to show it can be quite low temperature or high temperature here, and you just get the fish whatever. If it had been a miserable day again, like it was the other day at Alton Carp Lakes, I may not have got a fish. But I'm sure I've caught in frosty weather here before, so the fish just seem to be game for anything. They seem to, as long as there's bait, they seem to take it. Okay, that's all for now. See you later.